Good morning, listener. Actually, it's good afternoon.
It is.
Hey, I am so sorry.
Noon.
But you are on Hanging with the Hayters, and we are live right now from beautiful downtown Conroe, and it is a beautiful day out there. Okay, it's just super.
It
yeah.
is.
But if you're listening on our archives, it could be 105 degrees now. I have no idea, and it may be miserable. But keep in mind, there was a time, a place in time that was not only Camelot, but it was also here in beautiful downtown Conroe when we were Hanging with the Hayters.
Yes, because we're at the round table.
We are at a round table. We have a guest. I'll tell you about her in just a second. But Dick, I want to ask you something. I haven't heard a word about Cindy. I haven't been following her. You have any?
She actually just emailed me. She's coming back tomorrow morning,
Great.
so she'll have a full report of where she's been and, you know, if she got locked into her car or really what actually happened. So we'll find out tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey,
looking forward to that.
I happen to know she was in the hospital. I mean,
yes.
But Cindy, if you get a chance, we normally don't have time for calls, but we will definitely have time for your call. If you can give us a call, tell us how you're doing and all, that would be wonderful. A lot of things happened this week we're going to discuss, but first, let me tell you a little bit about our guest. Her name is Edith Rattner, and I met Edith at the library of all places. Can you believe it? She was sitting in the corner.
You went to the
reading
library?
This. I know, Kay. I can't believe it. No, it was Friends of the Library. They were having a meeting there, and I went. And Edith was there, and I got to talking with her. What a quick wit! She was very funny. And finally, I commented on that. She said, "Well, I'm a comedian," and son of gun, she is. I've even got her card, and this. You know, I hate to be introduced by my age, but one of the great things about Edith that attracted me is she's 89 years old, and she didn't used to be, did you, Edith?
I didn't used to be 89.
Right. Yeah,
I was much younger, yeah.
You used to be much younger, yeah. Anyway, she's now 89, and she's a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian, and we are in the second segment, about 13 minutes from now. We will listen to Edith. We'll ask her some questions, and you will find out.
But we're hoping Edith is going to jump in.
Oh, she'll
during
jump
our
into
discussion.
these comments.
Please add
I
to the
hope so.
discussion at every opportunity.
Kay, speaking of hospitals and Cindy, I would like to have a shout-out to my brother Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Downtown Houston, not on the streets. He's in one of the hospitals. He had his knee replaced, and I called him this morning. The operation was yesterday, and he was out of his mind. They had apparently given
He's
him
on some heavy-duty
And
painkillers. Yes.
Larry, he's not listening. If he was well, Edith, he would not be listening to us right now. But he doesn't suffer pain well, and I'm assuming he whined so much last night that they just knocked his buns out. And this morning I called him, and he was trying to say stuff, and finally he turned to his wife and said, "Betty, now where am I?" And I realized, Larry, I don't care to talk to you anymore. But
well, he won't remember
he
anyway,
won't.
so that's good.
He
We'll catch
replaced.
you later.
Edith, you got all your body joints and all. Have you had anything replaced yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
All your
you
joints
hang in
are
there,
original.
young lady. And,
I'm not having any more children.
you're not?
No.
What? Put a stop to that other than, singleness. We'll talk about that later. Edith, I'm sorry about that. I didn't even mean to bring that up.
That's okay.
No more children. Oh, my word.
Because my daughter's an only child. She
Oh,
couldn't
goodness.
accept
She
a sibling now.
Never had, and so you're blaming it on her. That's
Right.
what I would do. Jane, that's sad. The sacrifice this woman's putting out for her daughter
Yes.
is unbelievable. Kay, the weekend, yours in particular, was less.
I had a kind of a chaotic weekend.
You did, Kay.
Yeah. My uncle Joe passed away
Mm-hmm.
late last week, and his memorial service was Saturday up in Gladewater. And my two brothers and I decided we would go. So my brother Tracy lives in Pasadena. He came pick me up, and Michael, my older brother, lives in Austin, but he doesn't drive. He's limited vision. So we said, well, we'll go pick him up. So we headed for Austin, spent the night, and headed out first thing Saturday morning and immediately had a low tire pressure problem. So we stopped, put some more air in the tires, got about 30 more minutes up the road. The air pressure light came on again. So we pulled in and anyway, we wound up, to make a long story short, which I think people will appreciate, wound up at Discount Tires. And
in Tyler, Texas?
No.
It wasn't?
No, it was in Temple.
I get them so mixed up.
Yeah,
one was a
Temple.
President and one
Temple.
wasn't.
We made it an hour north of Austin.
Okay.
And by the time we figured out the problem and spent almost $700 on 4 new tires, it was too late.
Wow.
To get to the memorial service.
So you missed the whole thing.
I did. Anyway, I
am so glad.
I'm very sad that we didn't get to go. But it just, I didn't want to go all that further with not knowing if the tires are going to hold up.
Well, yeah, but Kay, you left me hanging there because I'm so sad, and I'm so glad, and then you said you're so sad, so now I'm a sap. But what I was going to say is that you didn't call me and say, Mark, come get us. That was so sweet of you.
You're welcome, babe. You're welcome.
Let me say something about Uncle Joe, if I may, and Kay, this is to help others. Uncle Joe did something many years back that has actually helped me in my life, and Edith, it could help you and Kay, Jane behind us there. And Joe had one eye that was bad.
Yes.
And,
he had an accident as a child and lost one of his eyes.
Ask me how that happened. Tell me how that happened. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think he was whittling or something. He accidentally, more or less stabbed himself in the eye, I guess. I'm not really sure of all the details.
The story I heard coming from your mom was that he was eating an apple or something, and he had his knife, he cut it, and he brought it to his face, and he stabbed his eye. As a young person.
That makes sense.
It blinded him, and for, ever, his eye was just in bad shape.
But he wore a glass eye. You really couldn't tell.
Yeah, but, yes, that's... That's true, and I don't know why I'm laughing about that other than I could always tell. But I want to say that to say this. Over the years, Kay, I have done some stuff with a fork and a knife, and I always think, oh my gosh, I don't want to do what Joe did, so I'll put one of the implements down. I still go to my mouth with my fork. I have managed that. But, can you imagine as a child doing that, and if you could only take that time back, you couldn't?
Yeah.
There was something I did, and I'm so glad I did it. But it has to do with during my college days, and it doesn't involve a knife in my eye. It involves a straw. What I was doing, I was with a date. This was before Kay and I were dating.
What was her name?
Ronna Jo Strong.
Oh, okay. I remember her.
And did you ever see her?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were dating, and I'm sure I was impressing the daylights out of this girl, and we were sitting at the Sonic, I believe, and I had a drink, and I turned around, and the straw went right up my nose. And at that point, I realized this was not meant to be. There is no way on earth you can recover from a straw up your nose. It's happened twice to me, once in a restaurant with you, and you almost left me. And to me, it was like the hand of God coming down and telling Ronna Jo, this is not the man for you. Or God telling me, hey, Kay is coming. But whatever, boy, we didn't take much after that because I don't know. Once again, I don't know how to recover from that. Fascinating story. I wanted to share that. Anyway.
Thank you for sharing, honey.
Kate,
I really hadn't heard the straw in the nose thing. I really hadn't. That's new.
Well, and it's just a good thing, I think, all around. It's better for everyone. By the way, she had a good dad, too. Your dad... super. He taught agriculture at
SFA?
No, at the high school.
Oh,
there.
okay.
I can't think of
Okay.
Anyway, I've got a couple of things I wanted to mention, Kay. One had to do with Larry in the hospital, and he's going to be home pretty soon. But I read Hints to Heloise. If you ever read Hints to Heloise, do you know what I'm talking about? People write in who have nothing better to do and give her advice to tell people how to save time.
Household hints.
Household hints. And let me apologize to Heloise. She actually, and this is my claim to fame, wrote me once, actually wrote me twice after I wrote articles.
And mentioned her.
And mentioned her in it, and I actually made fun of some of the people who were writing in and saying stuff like, after I use a tuna fish can, I wash it out and then put it in the garbage can so it doesn't stink. And my thought is, it's ingenious, but why did you tell us that? I do it too. I mean, that makes sense. Or I save coffee cans so I can put nails in it.
I think you're getting ready to hear from Heloise again.
Oh, I am. I'm sure she's listening. But, Heloise, please. In fact, I'd like to have you on the show. But here's what I'm saying. There was a hint yesterday that was actually great. Kay has been sick a time or two, and during that time, she would be in the back bedroom, and I would be in the study somewhere, and if she had trouble, I gave her a bell, and she would ring it. Sometimes she had to ring it numerous times, but I would eventually show up. And
it's happened vice versa.
It has. Versa versa to me also, Kay. Yes. But one thing I read on Heloise, this lady said that her husband was infirmed and in the back bedroom, and what she did was she got one of those wireless doorbells. You don't even have to hang it on the wall. Just set it there on her desk, wherever she is, and put the bell ringer part in his bedroom by his bed, and all he has to do is ding dong. And so when she hears the doorbell, the first thing she does is go to the door. But eventually she makes her way back to her husband. It's ingenious. Heloise, beautiful. I thank you for doing that for us. Kay, we have many inventions that we want to mention and give credit to different countries, but when we come back in a couple of minutes, we are going to spend some time here exclusively with Edith, and maybe Cindy if she calls and tells us how she's doing. But we're going to listen to this 89-year-old comedian. I'm going to tell you a little more about her.
We're going to force her to be funny,
force
are we?
her. Oh, that's going to put
man.
You won't have to put a gun to her head. Ladies and
I've
gentlemen,
been there, Edith.
Hits, not hints from Heloise. This is Hanging with the Hayters. You knew that. IRLoneStar.com. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more Hanging with the Hayters.
Lone Star Internet Radio is now bringing you the weekly business hour show each Monday morning at 11 a.m. My name is Rick Schisler, and I will be your host. Each week we will be bringing you local, area, and national business news that you can use. The program will also feature an interview with a local or national business person who will share their own experiences, successes, and failures in operating their businesses. Our show is for anyone who already owns a business, whether they work solo or have employees, and for those who are thinking about starting their own businesses. A bit of information about myself. Again, my name is Rick Schisler, and I am a Silver Fox advisor who has over 40 years' experience as a serial entrepreneur. As a part of our show, I will offer some advice and encouragement on our monthly topic, and I will take your questions by email at rschisler@silverfox.org or call into the station at 936-647-3776. See you on the radio Monday at 11 a.m. for the weekly business hour.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect. And we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Hanging with the Hayters is back on. Everybody's sober up. Hoo-ha!
Thank you, Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hanging with the Hayters here on IRLoneStar.com. And we are sitting here with Edith Rattner, who I asked to be here today, and she actually agreed. I was flabbergasted and proud and shocked. Edith, I know I've seen you on the YouTube. I saw one of your routines. You're actually there. In fact, I hope you're not on, you probably aren't on witness protection because I put your picture on Facebook. You're in the library, and it's the most beautiful smile. And I said, Edith, I don't care what she says, I'm going to do that. But right now, I know you haven't, to my knowledge, you've been on TV, I think, or in the Chronicle. You've been interviewed by a lot of people. You may not have been on the radio. I just want to tell you this. Don't get stressful. Don't get tight or anything. Just be yourself, okay?
Okay.
Okay, if you can do that. All right. Edith, you, like I said, I met you in the library, and I've got some question to ask you, and I just want you to, once again, be yourself as opposed to, say, Danny Kaye or Jack Benny. Don't be them. Be yourself.
I'm a girl.
You're a girl. That would
Yes.
change all of
Yes.
that. And all. Do you know any of those people that I'm talking about? You never knew Jack Benny or anything like that. That would be silly to even suggest.
Edith, you've got a little bit of an accent. You're not originally from Texas, are you?
I'm here 7 years.
Okay.
I'm from a place northeast on the coast. It's called New York.
New York.
New York.
Is
Have
that
you heard
two
of it?
words?
It's 2 words.
Two words.
Yes.
I've heard of it.
And then,
I've been there once.
oh, did you like it?
Yeah, it was
It's a great city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereabouts in New York?
I
That is
lived
what
on Long Island.
Son of gun, I've seen
How
movies with
beautiful.
it. There's good places on Long Island, and then
Yes.
there's less good, aren't there?
Do you
or
know
are
the
there?
Barefoot Contessa?
I know who she is.
Oh, Ina Garden. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I've met her.
Oh, that's
She had
great.
a retail shop where she
Yeah.
cooked and baked.
Yeah.
She's quite a gal. Very
Yeah,
smart.
She is.
Was she
Ah,
wearing shoes at the time? I'm sorry.
She wearing shoes?
Yeah, Barefoot Contessa.
You know, I don't remember.
You need to pay attention to those things. You're a comedian.
But she was very bright.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, how'd you get to Texas?
Well, my daughter is married to a wonderful young man. Her name is Jane. His name is David. And his company did not think David should commute from Long Island, New York, to Houston anymore.
Oh,
So
he used to commute.
not daily, but anyway. So
Okay.
they moved from New York to Houston
Oh.
for his work.
Good.
He's a wonderful guy.
Now, you live in the Woodlands. Does Jane
Yes.
live near you?
Yes,
or-
2 miles away.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
I imagine you walk over there occasionally and just for
No, I
visits?
drive.
You drive? Oh,
Yes.
You're still?
Wonderful.
That's good.
She's my
Yes.
role model.
Kay, do you remember Miss who was the lady?
McNatt?
McNatt, who drove until she was, what was it, 109? Not 200.
No, that wasn't Mrs. McNatt.
Oh, Miss McNatt was a teacher.
Yes. Yes.
And you don't know the name of the lady I'm thinking
Mc-
about?
Well, it's not coming to me. You put me on the spot.
Okay. Well, it
It'll-
doesn't matter. She's-
Names leave me very quickly these days.
Yeah.
I don't remember my own name most of
No,
the time.
it's still Edith. That much I know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. How did the question you get all the time, I'm sure, is when was it you realized I'm funny and I can make people laugh? When did that happen? Yesterday or
About 70 years ago.
70 years
My
ago?
mother, who smoked, and there were no filters then, Chesterfields, Camels,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad worked late every other night. So the night he wasn't home for dinner, she listened to my nonsense and she encouraged me.
Oh,
she
my
was a
goodness.
good straight woman.
Oh.
So we had fun together. She was a wonderful lady. And my daughter's doggie is named for my mother. Their doggie's name is Rosie.
How nice.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure when I pass, Kay will name her guinea pig after me or something like that. I'm not sure, but that's
It
good.
won't be a guinea pig.
Were you a cut up in school? Were you the jokester or anything like that?
In high school, in grade school, I have a sister, Florence, who's 4 years older, and she was a perfect student in every way. So when I would arrive at the class that she had been in, oh, your sister, how I'd never hated her was beyond belief because she was so perfect, and I was not perfect, and I was not a great student. She was, you name it, she did everything very well. So comedy relieved me from any competition. And my mother was perfect. She did not let there be any competition.
That's great.
That's something how a parent can.
Yes. But, you know, my sister, I don't think she's 93. I don't think she wears a thong.
She doesn't wear a thong.
No, I do.
Oh,
yes.
That's
under my clothing.
Well,
That's
No panty,
probably
no panty lines.
Yeah.
She may have given that up. I don't know, a couple of years ago. I don't know, but that's interesting.
Well, if you met her, you'd like her to wear a thong.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
Oh, I wanted to say this, and it has nothing to do with anything, but I've got down here something that's very important, Edith, and it has to do with when the bra was invented.
You carried that information around with you.
I do, Kate. 1914, the bra was invented by a lady by the name of Mary Phelps Jacobs. It was invented by a lady. I think that's appropriate. And I say that now because how else could I have worked that into a conversation?
I don't know.
You're sitting on the street.
Way to go.
Or standing in the street and say that? Sheesh. Your first stand-up routine. What? I'm sorry, folks. I wish this was on TV and you could see Edith. Your first stand-up routine, was that back then? Or
no, I did my first stand-up routine at the age of 83.
Goodness.
I had only wanted to do it
late.
from the day I loved comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I studied acting in college and a lot of Shakespeare, who I learned to detest. He had a speech problem.
Didn't he?
Yes, but nobody mentioned it.
Nobody mentions that.
Because nobody spoke the way he wrote. Me goeth, me saith, me thinketh. He would have loved my name, Edith.
Edith.
And you spray when you say it.
Right.
You mess people. And have you noticed this? I have. People with bad breath always say, hi. And they get very close to you, so you move back a step. They move forward. You can't escape. I keep a mouth spray with me at all times.
I think that's why people are backing up when I'm speaking.
That's
Edith,
right.
And Edith
It
is as
might
far
be.
in the corner as she can be right now.
You smell fine so far.
Good. So far.
If I kiss you, I'll know.
You will. Well, we'll get to that.
Don't tell your wife.
Later. There's humor that is you're a comedian, and what I have found, if people know, he's funny, she's funny, their humor towards you is kind of insulting. I was watching Johnny Carson, an old rerun last night. Dean Martin was there, and Dean Martin was insulting Johnny Carson, one of the greatest MCs and all, and it was kind of like, and what I was seeing was Dean Martin was saying, I am so important. I like Dean Martin, by the way, that I can insult this very important man here. Do you get people when they're talking to you saying, she's a comedian, so she can take this? Do you get many insults?
I do not like that kind of humor.
Me either.
I did not care for Joan Rivers. She hurt people. She was insulting.
Yeah.
Personally, she was very generous, I understand, with charities. But I don't care for that kind of humor. Yeah. I can make fun of me and groups, but not individuals.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people really don't know how to be funny, and they're trying to be funny, and the only way they can do it is to give you a put down. And so, I kind of try to, I really hate it when they do that to Mark. And
I used to take it better than I did, Kay.
Well,
I keep saying that.
I wish he could slough it off better.
I'll
but
slough
it's
it off.
kind of hurtful sometimes.
Did you? I think Don Rickles is still alive, if I'm not mistaken. Was he a comedian you appreciated?
No, I didn't care for that humor.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about Don Rickles, bless his heart, that means I can say this. He would insult the daylights out of everybody, and then at the end of his show, his whole persona changes. I want you to know that all of these were jokes, anything that can make people laugh. And I thought, well, you sorry son of a gun. I don't care what you say. That hurt those people. That was him. If you could compare yourself to any comedian, can you find one, or are you just one of the own?
Well, there was a lady many years ago. I had a date, and he took me to a nightclub in New York City called Cafe Society downtown. There were two places, and the lady got up to perform, and her name was Emma Jean Coker.
Oh, my goodness.
That's 100 years ago. She was fabulous, and she did not insult. She was good, and I said, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to do. Right. So it took me from the age of 18 till 83 to do it.
Yeah. Sid Caesar and Imogene Coca.
Yes, right. So, and my grandson came to see me perform one evening when I first started, and we got finished. He was 20, and I said, see, Doug, don't give up your dream. It can happen. And he had the most brilliant answer. He looked at me and he said, "You're right, Grandma, but I don't want to wait until I'm 83."
that would be wise.
Yes, he was wiser than me. He still is.
Is there, like you're right now speaking on the radio, and I think you knew that, Edith. We've shared that information. But one thing, have you ever been in front of a group and you're there and you've got a routine in mind, and then you realize this isn't going to work, and you have to improvise? Or?
Yes, well, there was a group of seniors, and they, in the Woodlands, I won't name who it is, but they were going on a boat ride, and they wanted me to perform on the boat. And I got there, and there was music playing, and I said to the captain, "By the way, I'm doing comedy. Could we turn down the music?" And he, okay. And then we started to travel sightseeing on this boat. And as I started, he said, "Just a minute, that building has a Starbucks downstairs." And he pointed out, sightseeing things that were informative. It was the worst performance I ever gave. And on the same boat was mostly women, but there were two couples that didn't sit next to each other. And one gentleman, he spent the time sleeping. And the other fellow, he spent time drooling. It was not a good performance.
That's bad.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad one. But 99% is terrific.
What's your favorite? I mean, the one that you think about when, I hope it'll be like so-and-so's.
When they pay me.
The paying ones. So this is a living heck for Edith.
I love when they laugh, but the other is that's good
That's
too.
The one to go.
That makes you a professional if you get paid.
Well,
I am a professional.
You are.
Yes.
Terrific.
And,
when I do it.
Yeah. And she's not anticipating any money, we hope, here. But
no. This is because of love.
Oh.
Are you still married?
Temporarily. No, I am. It would take...
oh, that's right. Your wife's here.
She's here, Edith. That Edith is
It's been touch and go a few times.
I'm sure.
And anybody who's been together as long as we have, they're lying if they say it's all been roses.
Yeah. You've got Imogene Coca as an example. Comedians today, who, anyone you favor out of the others?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey,
She's
son
terrific.
of a gun,
Yes,
isn't
she
she?
is.
Yes, and so is her partner, Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler.
They're both brilliant.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm glad you could think of the name Amy Poehler because it was gone from me, but you did very well there.
Thank you.
With you, just a
Well,
hoot.
because I'm perfect.
You are, and definitely.
Young people ask me if I've changed much, and I say, look, I was perfect when I was younger, and now I'm more perfect with age.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're perfecter.
Perfecter,
Yeah.
okay.
I think what would be perfect now, Dick, is probably if we took our break right now. This is our, the big break. This will be about 3 minutes, Edith, so smoke if you got them. And we will be back here with Hanging with the Hayters here on irlonestar.com, downtown Conroe. Edith Rattner back in a few minutes.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more Hanging with the Hayters.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
You're listening to Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station, taking a quick weather and traffic break between Hanging with the Hayters. Right now, let's get on with weather. 52 degrees outside here in the Montgomery County area. Humidity's at 41%. This afternoon will be mostly sunny with a high of 56, and tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 34. We do not expect rain, folks, all the way through Sunday, so it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful week leading into the weekend here in Montgomery County. Traffic-wise, northbound, southbound, and I-45 from New Waverly all the way to Spring, you look good to go. Montgomery on 105 east and west to Cleveland, you're good to go. I do not see any accidents or incidences. 242 all the way through Patton Village, east and west, looks good. 1488 to Magnolia, east and westbound, is also good to go. Great traffic, good time to get out and enjoy this weather, folks. We're going to get back to the commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Hayters with Hanging with the Hayters. Stick around.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Hanging with the Hayters is back on. Everybody's Sarura. Hoo-ha!
Edith, please put it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the air here with Edith Rattner. And before we begin talking with her again, I want to mention this one thing. January the 30th. Today's the 27th, so the 30th must be
Saturday.
Thank you, Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, we just lost $48 in silence right there. And I apologize. That was just not meant to be.
I was unprepared.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that's the deadline for sending in your best picks for 2016 in Montgomery County. Best crawfish,
with the
best
Conroe Courier.
Hotel. Yeah. Do you get the Villager? Do you read it?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have this in it?
I never looked at it.
Okay, never looked at it. She never got past page 28. Boy, the Villager has a lot of pages. I understand they come out on Sunday also now. Do you get the Sunday one? Sunday Villager?
I don't know what day I get it.
Okay.
It appears in the driveway, honey. That's what it's
right.
supposed to do.
I mean, they have a Sunday one and they have a Thursday one. I
love it because it's free.
Isn't that great?
Nice.
Anything free is wonderful.
It is pretty good.
Freedom.
Well, for the most part, yeah. Edith, I would think, and I could be wrong here, that a lot of your audience would probably be the toughest audience there is, and that would be probably senior citizens and all. Is that pretty much the case?
No, I find they've been okay.
They've been good.
I'm a member of that club called Seniors.
Oh, okay. I wasn't putting you there.
My observations are a little negative about some of them, not all. Maybe 99%.
What have you found? I mean,
well, for example, a senior stops at a stop sign waiting for it to turn green.
Oh, a stop sign. See, Edith, I would have been sitting in the audience and sitting there and saying, I don't get it. What's that? And see, I
thought they were taking a nap. I didn't realize they were waiting for it to turn green.
They do that as well.
Yeah, I'll be there soon.
And then when you chat with a senior who you hardly know, they'll say to you, last Tuesday I was with Mary Jane and Marie, and it was in the morning, and, oh, wait a minute, was it the morning? Was it Thursday? It was Friday, and it wasn't Mary Jane and Marie. It was with Gladys. They don't know who it is and the details, and you're not interested.
It has happened in church. Edith, I'm normally a very patient person. Kay will say that, but sometimes when this happens,
Lightning.
and it will happen, I've got friends that do that. Just tell me what happened, and here comes the story, and I just want to grab something and strangle it, but or the gun. That was, once again, we can't say that.
No guns.
Do they? How are they receiving that? Does it get worse than that? What you're saying here, or is that?
You mean their behavior?
Yeah, their behavior. Or do they laugh at this, or?
Well, they don't think it's them.
Oh,
It's somebody else that does those things.
That helps.
Yes. Everything old was better than what's current, and that's not true. I'm a big movie goer, and senior will tend to say they don't make good movies anymore. Every year they make 8 to 10 fabulous movies. That's not true. And there were lots of... They mentioned the hits, like Casablanca, Gone with the Wind. But there were lots of junk that was made. But today they still make fabulous movies.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Movie you like?
Right now, The Danish Girl.
Oh, man, we didn't see that. That's
seen
Kate
that.
Blanchett.
Did you see it?
We went to see Brooklyn.
That's a good movie, isn't
right.
it?
It is.
Excellent
Loved it.
movie.
Did
Yes.
you see Revenant?
Yes, I did not happen to care for it. I thought it was an hour too long.
It was that, and I thought there was actually 8 too many bad things that happened to him.
Well, they couldn't kill him. The bear chewed him up. They buried him alive. They shot him. Arrows. It was at least an hour too long. And he didn't speak much. There was no dialogue. How do you nominate someone for acting when they don't speak that much?
For acting in pain and anger.
Yes, right. The scenery was great.
Oh, it was beautiful. Edith, he rode his horse off of a cliff.
And didn't kill him.
Didn't kill him.
They couldn't get to kill the guy.
It hurt the horse pretty bad. I'm impressed. Did Jane go to see that with you?
Not with me. She went with her husband.
Oh, okay.
They're still together.
If I may...
I didn't go.
They have a great marriage.
Last Sunday, I wrote an article in the Courier. It'll be out in tomorrow's Villager. This is Mark Hayter plugging himself. And it was my review of The Revenant, and it was what you're talking about here. After the movie, was there a very big crowd in the theater?
I don't recall.
Okay. There wasn't a huge crowd, but there was not a sound made when the movie was over. I mean, and I didn't see anyone smiling. Well, if you were smiling, something was wrong with you.
Yes, you're right.
That's pretty
Unless
tough
you
movie.
like a bear attacking someone.
Yeah.
Maybe some people think that was funny. I didn't think it was funny.
No. Is there a movie coming out that you would like to see that you're
Yes, it's with Charlotte Rambling called 45 Years, but I don't know if they'll have it at the theaters in the Woodlands.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask
I saw the preview.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
I think I might. Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
It's about 45 years of marriage.
Yeah.
How long are you married?
It'll be
45
45
years.
Hey,
next November.
make a movie.
I don't know if we should go or not.
Autobiographical. I hope they don't put the scene in with Ronna Joe Strong and me at the Sonic. Oh, gosh, that would be embarrassing. Anyway, so what's the youngest audience or the audience you've had? Or
My two grandchildren, my granddaughter Casey, who's perfect, and Douglas, who's also perfect.
Oh my
They're
goodness,
wonderful
perfect
children.
grandkids. Well, I can understand they're related to the most perfect person that gets perfecter every day, and that's
She's
you.
waving her hand. She thinks it's.
Oh, Jane thinks it. Yeah, well, I can understand.
I have a wonderful daughter.
Oh, I sense that too, and I know she's very caring.
Very.
Right.
Very.
When I was talking to her, she was making sure you would be well taken care of, and I haven't in any way hurt her physically, but this woman probably.
Edith,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edith, I'm sorry. Yeah, she has been, I don't know what I was saying there, but yes, she's been just super. Great sense of humor.
She may need a psychiatrist when she's through here, but...
Edith, I have one on duty at all times. Yes.
Okay.
She's on speed dial. When I think of the elderly, I'm like you. I don't think of me, but I am knocking on that door. I can remember the old women getting together and acting like they're the most important. Kay and I were waiting in line at the IMAX or something. Big line waiting to get in.
Oh, down in Galveston.
In Galveston. Yeah. And there were a line, and we were at the end of it, and there were 3 ladies walking up, and they said, "What? When does it start?" I don't know. Well, we better get there. And they just walked all the way through, all the way to the front. No, excuse me, get out of the way. Yeah. Okay, well, we want to see. And I thought, holy
They
cow.
don't like to wait online because they're going to sit outside for 2 hours.
Oh.
Yes, so you have to be in a rush to get outside to sit. That's a senior thing.
Well, I know my mom and our dear friend Virginia's mom, Ruby, if we took them out to eat, it was like, if that salad, wasn't on the table like in 30 seconds, it's, what's the delay? Why are they taking so long? Yeah. It's like, what else did they have to do?
Right.
Did they have a date that night? No. Anyway, and the bad thing about this is I say all this, I'm turning into my mom, so give me 10 years. I'll be complaining.
Yeah, we will, at the end of this, we will play like we're Don Rickles, and we'll apologize and say we're just doing this for fun. Anything
well, there's another thing with not just seniors, people who have the S problem. Yeah. And then they spray you quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't get away from that. That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, do you run into many close talkers? That whenever they got something to say,
yeah. But those are the ones with bad breath.
Oh, the bad breath people.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like to get close.
I knew this girl also. This was way before Kay, that had the worst breath I have ever.
Before me and my bad breath?
I was in high school.
No, not your bad.
No, Kay's breath isn't bad. And
he loves your breath.
Yeah, just beautiful as she could be, and I could not. How do you tell someone that?
You leave them.
You
have
leave
a stick
them.
of gum.
That's,
Please
yeah,
have a stick of gum.
But were it moi, I would want someone, probably not her. Kay. Yeah, I would like, Kay will tell me now, get that off your nose, what, your pants are unzipped, your shirt tail's out in it. Not right now, Edith, no, quit. But she'll do that. But yeah, that would be
You're
very...
zipped, I
noticed.
noticed.
I'm pretty well... She gave me the once-over when I came in. But anyway, that is... something that is always on people's minds, I guess. I don't know. But anyway...
you ever hear the expression "salt of the earth"?
Yes.
They're the most boring people.
Oh, no.
They are. Oh, you go to a group and they say, they're the salt of the earth. You're bored out of your skull because they're not gossiping. And, little gossip is exciting and fun.
Really?
Yes. In fact, a lot of gossip.
Yeah. Her dad, Kay's dad, was the nicest guy I ever met. But if I had something bad to say to somebody, he would just pretty much take his whole facial expression was nothing like. He didn't say, "Mark, I don't care to hear this." He just looked at me and nodded. But I could sense, don't talk to him about that. He doesn't like to talk about stuff. And so I still talk to him a lot, but not about people. Sheesh. What are other characteristics in people you've noticed that's upsetting or put offish?
Well, I mentioned a lot of them, a lot of the things that bother me, but it can be true of young folks as well.
Yeah. I think you're right.
You're still not married, right, Dick?
No, Dick's.
Me neither.
And I'm always open.
She's
me too.
It sounds like she's available. I don't know what this radio thing's going to get you, but probably you'll get some calls from people.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're men.
If we get any calls, you want us to let you know?
Oh, sure, definitely,
right.
yeah.
Good deal. Okay, guys.
But I'm delighted to have been here.
Oh, man, we're glad to have you. I wanted to say this. Edith said she doesn't care to talk about politics, and nor do I. Usually nothing good comes out of it, but I'm very opinionated, but I would like to tell you this. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to have a joke for you, Kay, and I know you'll love. And also I'm going to tell you a story that is deeply entrenched in a particular election, and it's one that actually changed the Constitution of the United States. It had such bad effect on this country that they said, we got to change this so it never happens again.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
That's in the joke, and it's coming up.
Look forward to it.
Well, thank you, Edith, so much. Ladies and gentlemen, hanging with the Hayters again, and with my darling Kay.
We'll be
and
back in
now Edith Rattner, who's also a darling. Back in a couple.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more hanging with the haters.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com. Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more Hanging with the Haters.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Al Pacino for agreeing to do these breaks for us. What a guy. Just unbelievable. And what a great guest we've had today, Edith Rattner. Edith, thank you so much for agreeing to come. Jane, her lovely daughter, thank you for being with us also. And somewhere down the line, if we get a chance, I would like to have you back on our show. And maybe sometimes when Kay's not here, you could substitute for her or something. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, thank you so much, Edith.
Thank you.
I left you with a tease about a story, and I think I'll tell it right now. It's nothing funny. It's actually historical, Kay, and I wanted people to become more aware of things.
Well, you know, politics is just really mean.
It's mean
days.
and nasty.
Mean.
And here is a time when it was even nastier. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you will recall the election of 1800. In this election,
I don't remember that one.
Thomas Jefferson was running for...
Edith remembers.
Edith remembers it. In fact, she was dating Thomas Jefferson. That's stupid, Mark. Quit it. Anyway, in 1800, Thomas Jefferson was running for the presidency. John Adams was running also. John Adams was what they call a Federalist. That was the party he was from. They liked the Constitution. They wanted a strong government in order to have a president that can
strong national
government. Yeah, thank you so much. And Thomas Jefferson was a states' rights guy. I think the states should make the right decisions. And anyway, they had a heck of an election. The Thomas Jefferson was going to be the I'm sorry, folks, I'm telling Edith goodbye. Edith, y'all be careful. Anyway, in this election of 1800, Thomas Jefferson was called a Democratic Republican. It was a person that back then believed in strong states' rights. His vice presidential candidate was Aaron Burr, and Adams was a guy by the name of Charles Pinckney. Pinckney, I just said that. You'll never hear from him again.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
But in the election, Kay, after the election was over, you may not know this. A lot of people I hear on TV act like they don't. When you vote, you do not elect the President of the United States. You're voting for someone in what is called the Electoral College who votes.
I do remember
I
that.
will tell you the reason for that directly. I mean, not directly, but in the future. But what happened on the time of the vote, the Electoral College meets, now they meet on December 15th, and what they do is they actually sit down and they write the name of the president. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say they have to. In other words, if say Donald Trump wins and one of his delegates says, at the end, one of the Electoral College guys says, I don't want to vote for him, they could put another name in. It has happened.
They could put anybody's name in?
Yeah. But it'd be stupid because whoever it is isn't going to win. But let me get back to this story, ladies and gentlemen. Take a breath, Mark. Okay, after the election, everyone knew Thomas Jefferson won. He got the most electoral votes, and Aaron Burr was going to be the vice president. Unfortunately, the Electoral College, the Democratic Republicans who were going to vote, they understood one person. The way you do it is the Constitution says you put two names. Each elector puts two names on one sheet of paper, and the person that gets the most names on a piece of paper is the president. What each of them did is put Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr. One of them was supposed to put somebody else's name other than Aaron Burr. They didn't. And so when it came out, it was a tie in the Electoral College. There was no president, Kay. And as a result of that, Jefferson in the Democratic Republican Party, went to Aaron Burr and said, you do understand we wanted Thomas Jefferson to be the president. You're going to be the vice president. And Aaron Burr said, I don't care what I understood. According to the Constitution of the United States, it's a tie. And the House of Representatives breaks a tie. So what happened is it went to the House of Representatives. They could not decide between Aaron Burr and Thomas Jefferson. There's political reasons I won't share with you now. But what happened is they voted 35 times and they could not break a tie. Finally, a guy by the name of Alexander Hamilton came forward. He was an enemy of Thomas Jefferson, hated everything, all of his political ideas. He believed he's a Federalist, and here he's going to speak. The House of Representatives allowed him to talk, and he's going to throw his support behind Thomas Jefferson or Aaron Burr, and everybody knew it's going to be Aaron Burr. And Hamilton got up there and he said, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you this. No ladies, it was all gentlemen in the House of Representatives. He said,
true.
Thomas Jefferson I am against everything he believes in with respect to government. He would be a lousy president. I just wish and hope that something could happen that he wouldn't be. In fact, there is only one person who would be worse, and that's Aaron Burr. And son of a gun, when he said that, these Federalists looked and said, holy cow, Alexander Hamilton hates Jefferson, but he would rather see him. So they voted for Thomas Jefferson, and as a result of that, the vote was split. Thomas Jefferson was president, Aaron Burr was a vice president, and ladies and gentlemen, as a result of that, during his administration as vice president, Aaron Burr challenged Alexander Hamilton to a duel. They went out, and after the duel, Alexander Hamilton was killed, and he died as a result of this election of 1800, and he didn't care for Aaron Burr much anyway, but Aaron Burr was really ticked. And as a result of that, the 12th Amendment was adopted. And what the 12th Amendment says is no longer will you put two names, electors, on a piece of paper. You'll have one piece of paper for the president and one piece of paper for the vice president. As a result of that, the whole Constitution was changed with the 12th Amendment, and one of our greatest statesmen, Alexander Hamilton, was killed. That's unfortunate. That's not a happy story, but I want to leave you with this piece of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 out of 1,000 people in Alaska turn up missing. 6 out of 1,000. So be careful when you go to Alaska and don't walk off on your own.
That took a turn.
That took a turn. Ladies and gentlemen, hanging with the haters, darling, you are terrific. You're the best. See y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
OurLoneStar.com.